Where is she going?
She's going just down the hall to get her jacket. So she'll be here before you say Jack Robinson. Before your ad runs and
Okay,
the
it's true.
welcome into the locker room. Oh, it's cold. I know. It's cold. You have to have a hot cup of tea, like.
We're going in.
You should have finished by now. You're wasting my time. Lagos people, you can't see me a bit. Magic. 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 We're supposed to start this thing with Return of the Mac.
What did he say? We're going to what?
Start with the Return of the Mac.
We're going to what?
Start with Return of the Mac.
Or where is it?
See it here.
Oh, you mean music?
Yep.
Hey, that girl should have told me. Kayode, please come.
Don't worry, she's joking.
She's
Yeah,
not
I'm not.
joking. No.
She's joking.
Best believe that was Tega. doing the thing. Good morning and you're welcome to Smooth 98.1. This is Locker Room 981.
Yay.
I have in the studio with me Dr. Rose.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Dr. Rose.
Welcome to Sports.
And we have the Almighty, the ever intelligent, the one who knows how to break down any sporting story. She's been doing this for many years. Her name is Tega the Supreme.
Wow!
It's got the pom-poms. Okay, you put the alarm at Return of the Mac to play, so I'm not happy.
But it did play, Tega.
Mhm.
It did play. I indulged
Good
you.
morning, Lagos. Today is Friday, and you will find out why we want to play Return of the Mac. So can we play the Return of the Mac now?
We already played it, Tega. The show starts already. Okay. If you want to join the conversation today, because Tega has lots of story already lined up for us, it is 0809 444 0981. 0809 444 0981. We're going to be opening the phone lines later, so I will put the number out then, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move into our stories. The first story for this morning is Victor Moses is open to a return to the Super Eagles after a self-imposed international exile, according to a representative. Quoting Drew Uyi, right? He will come back, but he's not fussy about it. He could come for a year. He's a professional. He will always deliver.
You see why we wanted to play Return of the Mac? You people will not listen to Tega.
Love
I'm
it.
leaving this locker room.
Apologies, Tega.
Beg me very
Forgive
well.
me. Forgive us. We're sorry. You know you are the supreme.
No plate. It's done. All right. So yeah, this is I don't know what to say. Everybody is coming back. It's a return of everybody. But it's so unfortunate, and I like the way Drew is saying he could come back for a year. It is an important year. AFCON is here, World Cup is here. We know why they are returning. We know why they are coming back. So it's not like, the way he says he's not fussy about it, as if they are trying to do us a favor. And Chakwa, we are the ones doing them a favor. They want to come back for the World Cup. That's what all this drama is about. Everybody's returning. And it's just strange because Nigeria has a lot of players that are already waiting their turn.
Mm-hmm.
Young guys are waiting their turn. You retired in 2018, said goodbye and God bless. And we said, okay, goodbye. And now that there's World Cup and AFCON, all of a sudden, everybody wants to return.
Mm.
Odon Igalo has returned. He said he rejected number 9 shirt as if he was doing us a favor. Now Victor Moses is saying his agent is saying he may return, he may not return. We don't want again. Don't be returning. You people should take a decision and stay there. You're not Michael Jordan. Just stay where you are. It's okay. I don't like
That's a good
when all
one.
these people just wake up and just be returning. But again, Nigerian football is not just about the football pitch. There's a lot of things for they first start putting out feelers in the media so that they feel the pulse of the nation. Before you know it, the player will come back. It has nothing to do with form. It has nothing to do with the clubs they are playing. It has everything to do with what happens in the boardroom. And we are not in the boardroom.
Yeah.
Okay. You should know that we're live on YouTube and you can join us on YouTube now. Send your messages on YouTube as well. We're taking messages from there. We're also taking WhatsApp messages 080-444-0981. Join the conversation. Max Verstappen says he is treated differently from other drivers when it comes to the rules and on fair racing. His comments raised their stakes at the start of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix weekend, where Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton will race to decide this year's Formula One title. Verstappen said, "It seems other drivers do the same things, and only I get a penalty.
Are you
The
kidding
only
me?
thing I ask is that it's fair for everyone, not the case."
I like the way
That's
these
not
people.
the case.
I like the way these people speak as if we don't watch this thing. So in fact, let me tell you how hilarious it was. Remember when we talked about the Brazil Grand Prix and how he didn't
Yeah.
get punished, and drivers were making fun of it. So yesterday, during the press conference, they asked. So I think it was Leclerc and Lando Norris, so McLaren
Yes.
and Ferrari that were sitting
Yeah.
together, and they asked Lando Norris that, how are you going to stop Ferrari from overtaking you? He said, I'll break test him,
that's what he
because
said.
it's only, after all, it's
No,
only a 10-second
second-
penalty.
exactly.
It was a mockery at what Verstappen has been getting away with. He has been literally, in fact, short of, no, he won't get away with murder, but the guy ended up on somebody's head and got away with it.
Exactly.
It's fine. So he gets lenient decisions, and other drivers are just baffled, like, wow, so we are shifting this goalpost for this guy. So for Lando Norris to make that joke during the press conference, you know exactly what the other drivers are thinking. So yes, Verstappen, you are treated differently. You get the good calls, the same punishment, the same things that other people will be punished for. You get away with it. So I think he's really upset because the last race, it was
Yes.
clear and obvious he needed to be punished. He had 3 bad incidents in one match. They had to, in one race, they had to punish you for something.
Yes.
They had to punish you. So it's I mean, even when they're talking with drivers, so people complain that it was Lewis Hamilton that was complaining because they were battling. So I think it was what's the name? Marcos Alonso.
Yes, Marcos Alonso,
That was talking about. He said with some drivers, with some drivers, when they are trying to overtake you, that they're not going to fight dirty. With some drivers, you have to do a little more. You have to be a little more
What does that
cautious.
mean?
So the
Straight
person asking him the question during the press conference, like, are we talking of Max Verstappen? He said, well, with some of them you have to be a little. He was talking about Max Verstappen, like, all the drivers on the grid know that you are reckless, that you border on recklessness. Let me not say you're reckless. You border on recklessness, and that you will get away with stuff that they won't get away with. So he needs to stop talking as if we are not here. I'm sure there are other drivers reading this article and just snickering. Like,
Are
what
you
is
joking?
this? Yeah, from your mouth? Like, really? So it's a huge issue for Formula One. But yes, it comes down to Abu Dhabi race this weekend. Like I said, for the first time since 1974, it has never come down to the final race like this. So a really big one for both drivers. And remember when I said on Wednesday, was it Wednesday or Monday? Okay, it was on Monday, that Damon Hill had said during the analysis that they should put a law that if anybody intentionally causes a crash to end the race, that they will deduct their points. So it turns out Michael Massey, the race director, actually sent that in his suggestion notes to the FIA, that should one of the two competing
contenders,
drivers cause a collision, it should lead to points deduction. They are listening to the media.
Yeah.
That's
They
all I
are.
can say. They're listening to the media because it was one of the suggestions. So this weekend, if you go and climb somebody's head,
Penalty.
point penalty. So it will not just be, usually to be great
Seconds.
penalty, you pay fine, but for this one, point penalty.
Okay, we have more stories coming up. This is Locker Room. We'll be right back after this.
They have 4 minutes.
It's 9:10. Actually, the ad is 9:10.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. The ad is 9:10.
Oh, they are tipping our time. Put it down.
Yeah, tipping our time.
What's that?
Your notes. That's what she's trying to do.
They're tipping our time. That's 4 whole minutes. 4 whole
No, but
minutes.
so that means that immediately after this one, we're back to the end of the show.
Oh, okay.
But they shouldn't.
It
Yeah.
just breaks the flow. but-
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. We'll talk about that later. We can't be telling people our secrets. We'll talk about it later during our program production.
Abi?
Don't listen to our secrets.
Well, no, but really, Formula One this weekend, everybody is like,
Ah,
on your seat, like you're like gonna be like this, like,
Because we knew,
Ah,
we
God.
knew that. See,
I mean,
for them to think that's how bad he's been.
Ah.
For Michael Massey to actually write it down that look, if
because
anybody,
if he cause a crash, he can still win.
yes, no, if he causes a crash, he will
He
win.
will win.
It's
So
definite.
he doesn't mind causing a crash.
If he causes a crash and both of them do not finish,
Finish,
he
he
will
will
win.
win. Because he has won more races.
You know,
So it's
he will win. So
God.
for them to put it,
For Hamilton to then win.
he
Eh?
has to win the race.
Hamilton has to win the race. Hamilton has to finish in front of Verstappen.
But yeah,
to
he has
win.
to finish one of Verstappen.
He doesn't have to
He's
win
not-
the
he's
race.
not- I don't think that should be too hard for him now.
Yes,
shouldn't
but
be,
it
but-
shouldn't be. But a lot of things can be involved. So
Yeah.
there's faster cars, there's reliability,
There's team strategy.
there's team strategy.
He's going to crash that.
So,
Verstappen
so all of, so exactly. So he was the one that put the law for, because if Hamilton crashes into Verstappen, Hamilton loses.
Yeah, so
Do you understand?
want to do that.
So they put the law for Verstappen. Verstappen is the only person that can crash into Lewis
And he'll
and
be
win.
Yeah.
So this law was technically, they didn't call his name, but the law has his name all over it with his picture.
But whatever he's doing, he's bringing people into the game, into the
It's a bad. I don't want that kind of
Yeah, I was
publicity.
that guy that was in Red Bull before.
Yeah.
He do all these things.
No, but Vettel wasn't dirty.
wasn't
Vettel
dirty.
is the
Very
sweetest guy in F1.
Very
Yeah, that's why he
nice,
kept on
very.
finishing behind Hamilton, though.
No.
Everyone wants ahead of him.
Because he wasn't faster. When he was in Red Bull, he won 4 titles, 4 championships.
No, I think
Yeah, when
Hamilton
Vettel was in
actually-
Red Bull, he won 4 championships.
I actually think Hamilton is the most intelligent driver of all them.
No, I don't think so. No, the most intelligent driver I've seen, which was also boring, was Jensen Button.
Okay,
When
yes,
remember when he
Button.
raced with Hamilton? They were on the same team.
Yeah.
Then he won a championship
Left, yeah.
a year or 2 later.
Apparently they
No,
had
no,
the
no,
best.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
had one of the best relationships.
Yes,
yeah.
but again, they're both, they both came up in the same place. And they say they're both British drivers, but that's not all.
I thought it was Rosberg and what's his name?
No,
Hamilton
Rosberg
at
was
the
a
same
dirty.
time.
You,
No.
Rosberg is a
They
Verstappen.
came up in the same. They came up at the same time, but Jensen Button, they came up in the same system. So it's like you're playing for the England team. So even if you're Harry Kane and Saka,
still there.
you are still playing together.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. It was literally Harry Kane and Saka,
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Hamilton and Jensen Button. But Jensen was fantastic, and he was a hot driver. Oh my goodness, he's still
All
hot
of
till
them,
tomorrow.
all their drivers. I don't
No,
know how they
all
pick
them are
them.
not hot.
I mean, not all, but most of them. I don't know.
Jensen, from his toe
As in
to
the way they select them, I marvel.
And when Jensen Button comes out to talk, he's just hot. He's just David Beckham hot. It is not easy.
But I mean, it's an interesting sport.
an interesting sport.
Very interesting sport. Yeah.
But Nico Rosberg and Lewis, those ones came out in the same competition. They're not in the same. They didn't come out together in the same system, but at the same time, because they went from go karting to F1 at the same time. It's just that Lewis was the bad guy.
Lewis had gone through so much
And
and,
you-
has
and you guys-
tested everywhere.
Yes,
So
and
he
you
had the
guys really-
experience.
You only heard of Rosberg when he moved to
To Mercedes.
Mercedes. But Lewis was the guy. From his first race, he was just like, I'm here.
No, he tried. The only black guy. See, the only black guy.
Yeah, he is, though, actually.
Yeah.
The only black guy. So
Yeah.
really, we must give him kudos.
Everybody was
for,
like, this young guy will
for
come in.
mm,
How can he won? He won that race. It was just like people don't know me yet.
yeah, so he's defied the odds. Let me put it that way.
When is not crying, I'm unfairly treated. Come on, get out.
But he's still younger now, so he has time.
Yes, time.
Yeah, he's
But this
24.
guy is
All I
not
can
planning
say.
to retire soon.
Who?
Louis.
Louis.
He might do
But
2 more years. I'm
yeah,
not
but
sure
he's
he'll do more than
signing.
2.
So the way he's signing his contract now, one year, one year. You know that the end is near.
Yeah.
He'll be 37 in January.
Yeah, so he's not young.
So
One of
he's
the
not young.
oldest people in the
He has
block.
actually, yeah, he's actually one of the oldest to still be winning.
Winning, yes,
Yes.
because the rest, Vettel is not winning anymore.
Mike's up, guys.
Alonso is not winning.
Mike's up. And we're back. This is Locker Room 981. My name is Lakumi, and this is Smooth 98.1. We're getting straight into the stories, but to join us on YouTube. We're live right there. You can also send a message to 0809 444 0981. Premier League clubs. Okay, so the Premier League has told its 20 clubs to return to emergency measures in light of new COVID rules in England. Tottenham Premier League match at Brighton on Sunday has been postponed following a COVID-19 outbreak at Spurs. The protocols also include wearing masks in indoor areas, therapy taking no longer than 15 minutes, and medical staff required to be wearing full PPE when in contact with players. The new rule includes making it mandatory for fans to show proof of double vaccination or a negative test to attend sporting events with crowd of more than 10,000 people in England. All Premier League clubs will have to comply with this measure from Wednesday.
Okay, so this is a new rule by the Premier League Association to put
Yes.
in measures to, reduce the spread of COVID-19. The truth is the COVID-19 has, this is the fifth what do you call that now?
Variant.
No, they are the fifth variant now.
Fifth wave is
Wave
what
now,
you're
the
saying.
fifth
Okay,
variant, the
sorry.
fifth wave. So it's really scary, and people
Yes.
most scientists have not really understood this new variant, the Omicron variant. We are not sure if that's what they're having in spores, because spores have not come out to say that the outbreak they are having is due to the Omicron variant.
Yes.
Nonetheless, they have about 13 of their personnel out with positive COVID tests, meaning that the training ground has been shut down, and their match over the week was cancelled. Their Europa match was cancelled. So it's a tough one for them because
Even their weekend match.
yeah, their weekend match has now been cancelled. It's a tough one for them because they already had one match that was cancelled that was postponed in the league because of bad weather. They're piling up. So they have, after this, they have Leicester, they have Liverpool coming up. So, and then they need to play this their Europa match before the 31st of December. So it's a lot for Tottenham, both psychologically dealing with the virus and also,
With
their team
personal-
schedules, and everything. So it's a tough one for them. But I think these measures will help reduce the spread, and we don't even know the number of players who are vaccinated, because we know that people who are vaccinated they don't have to have the bad outcome. So less bad outcome from being vaccinated. So it's a tough one because we
doctor
don't
said
even
it.
know. Because they asked the coach is like ask the medical team, so nobody really want to talk about their status. Nobody want to. So it's a tough one. I don't know how they will scale through this, but of course they're a tough team. They have their system that works for them, and
I think for me, look, just get vaccinated. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
First of all, again, the Premier League is also not going to sell you tickets. Remember, I like to go to Abu Dhabi for my last race, which is why you can see me here.
Yes.
On a normal day, I will not be
there. True.
But they will not sell tickets to you until you have proof of 2 vaccinations. Number one, but because I'm going to the UAE, it has to be UAE proof vaccinations. They will sell tickets in pairs. So I used to buy my tickets and just go. But now they want you to come in pairs because they don't want you to mix with anybody else. Like you must have a companion already. So as if I get there with a companion, I won't still mix with somebody. But they sell the tickets in pairs only. So I did not have pair. Number one. Number two, my vaccination is only one I've taken. Only one I've taken. I'm not taking the second one. So you can't get tickets.
Yes.
You can't go. And so they're going to do that in the Premier League now. You have to have taken the double vaccination minimum, because if you have taken the booster, even better.
Even better.
So it's a tough one. And the reason why I say players need to take it, remember when I told you that Joshua Kimmich of Bayern Munich had COVID? He can't play now, even if he's recovered from COVID, because the COVID affected his lungs.
It's not the only
So,
one.
which is why people say, but the vaccination doesn't stop you from getting it. Yeah, but it doesn't stop you from making it. It prevents you from getting the bad version of it. So now Joshua Kimmich doesn't have work.
Yeah.
That's what we are saying now, because he has to wait till his lungs improve before he can play. So it's not just the COVID now; it's the damage it does after that. So, which is why I say, just get vaccinated. If they bring another one that's better, take it again. There's nothing that's wrong. If they bring 6 updates, you take the 6 updates. You just be alive and be working.
Yeah.
Keep safe. That's for me. I'm not. I know some people have their own spiritual reasons. Yeah, but I always tell people, if you don't have faith for malaria, you can't be claiming faith for COVID. Sorry, don't be shifting faith like this. Your faith must be across the board. It cannot be half and half. If you swallow medicine for malaria, yeah, well, for COVID, I don't know. You have to swallow medicine too. I'm sorry, because there's some people that believe across board.
Yeah.
Some people that when they have a headache, they just pray and go. They say, so if they're telling me they're believing for COVID, I say okay, but have faith across board. So for me, I just think get vaccinated. This is Tega Anojafe talking. This is not Smooth FM talking. This is Tega Anojafe just telling you that get vaccinated so that you're better. So that now you're shocking me. Look at his problems. So survived the COVID. Now he has the after effects with the lung damage, and so he has to wait.
Yeah, it's
So-
something happened to Dybala.
Yeah,
Dybala
something-
was out for a long
Yes,
time because
because of that. The same thing happened to what's his name in tennis, Baby Federer, and I've forgotten his real name in tennis. Well, Baby Federer. That's what happened to him last year. He recovered from the COVID that he caught, and I must mention it again. He caught at Novak Djokovic's event, and then the after effects. He said he thought he was fine. Then one day, 2 weeks later, or was it 2 weeks later or
It
2
was
months later,
breathless.
he was trying to climb up the stairs. He climbed up the first stairs and he sat down there because he was fatigued. He couldn't even play tennis. So I would say for the players, just get vaccinated. No need for all this dilly-dallying. And it's over there, it's even easier than here that I went to and they said my second dose was not ready. Anyways.
Okay, as much as Aston Villa manager Steven Gerrard may protest that his mind is focused purely on his team betting Liverpool in the Premier League on Saturday, there can be no denying the emotions his return to Anfield will stir up. Quoting him, right? I just want to go there and try to win and take what we can. For us, we are not competing with Liverpool in terms of the level we're both at. At the moment, we'll be certainly going there and give it everything we've got. That's what he says, Gerard.
So for me, this is shocking to hear him say that. Yes, I know he's a Liverpool. I mean, he has lived in Liverpool all the while, all his life. I mean, he joined the Liverpool Academy when he was 9.
Yeah.
So I expected him to come in more confident that his team can do well because that's what they did. That's what they've been doing.
Cannot say
So-
that to his father's house is still in Liverpool.
I know that, but you're a coach. You're a coach of a new team. You need to give your players confidence. So when you're telling them that we are not in the same level, what confidence are you giving them to come and play? Because they have been playing fantastic since he became their coach. They gave Man City a run for their money in the last match that they had. So you can understand that they are a good side. I understand the sentiment. So that's why I think he's sentimental. And I understand the sentiment. He was born in Merseyside anyway. So and he's been there. He's played there almost all his career. Only went to the LA Galaxy when he was retiring. So I want to see how he comes in. I know he's going to get a good fan reception because he's a Liverpool born, everything. I mean,
He's a Liverpool boy till tomorrow.
till tomorrow. I mean, there are very few people who you could say that have played almost all their career in one team, and that is Gerrard. He's won, I think, over 13 trophies with them. The only thing he didn't win was the Premier League with Liverpool. So-
Yes, and he can prevent them from winning the Premier League again.
yeah, that's
Beat them
possible.
tomorrow. Beat them tomorrow, eh?
Yeah.
And you'll be all right.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a tough one for
Aston Villa?
Aston Villa tomorrow. I would say this because the players, the way the Liverpool players team is scoring. The good news, on the other hand, is that they're also a little shaky in defense.
Yes.
So the likes of Oli Watkins, the like of McGinn. You have
Yeah.
an opportunity to write your name in gold tomorrow. I think Liverpool, I think Gerrard is just saying this. I know what he's telling the players because, again, this is an audition for the Liverpool job. That if-
Yeah.
let me just beat him so that when they fire Jurgen Klopp, or if Jurgen Klopp decides to go, because I don't think they'll fire him. If Jurgen Klopp decides to go, I'll be the first name on the list. So I think he's going to be talking differently in the locker
I
room,
hope so.
literally.
Yeah.
But I mean, when he's talking about Liverpool, he's going to still talk about them with that respect because he's a Liverpool boy. Yeah.
Okay. Atletico Madrid will be desperate to beat runaway leaders Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu on Saturday to revive their bid for a second consecutive Spanish league title. Real are currently cruising in the top spot, 8 points ahead of second placed Sevilla and 10 above Atletico in fourth.
Yes, so it's the Madrid derby,
Derby.
and both teams are coming from a high. Atletico Madrid survived,
Champions
just
League.
survived Champions League and qualified for the next round after winning by 3 goals to 1 in a match that needed not a referee, but it probably needed police escorts because the way they were fighting in that match, they just needed some soldiers to help sort out the matter. But that was the most important thing for them was to get the win and then go to the next round. And they did that. Now they face a Real Madrid side that seemed to be running away with the La Liga race. The good news for them is that they have a game in hand, but you don't count points for the game in hand because you can't guarantee that you win it. But they have a game in hand. But they're 8 points behind Real Madrid. And if they can beat Real Madrid tomorrow, they can just close that gap. So I think for them, what's important tomorrow is try and win the derby. I would say this though, it's a tough one. Real Madrid are without Benzema, but even without Benzema, the way Vinicius Junior is playing and the goals that they're getting from outside the 18, if it's not Luka Modric scoring, it's Asensio scoring. It's not Asensio scoring, it's Toni Kroos scoring. So the goals they're getting from outside the 18 box also helps to add to their danger, to the danger that is Liverpool. So a tough one for Atletico Madrid, who are also without Luis Suarez, because he picked up an injury and he cried a little. I'm saying a little because it means a different thing, but he picked up an injury. He's out. But Antoine Griezmann is his opportunity to come back and get a good one for Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. So Madrid derby is one to look out for. I'm definitely watching that one because I know that sparks will be flying.
Yeah.
But I also know that there'll be red cards on here because Atletico Madrid is involved.
Muller likes Barca. This is Tayo sending in a message from WhatsApp on WhatsApp. Muller likes Barca so much that he wouldn't mind handing a transfer request to play for West Ham to just play Barca in Europa. When a Barca gonna make him a shareholder, he's proved his worth.
If I'm Barcelona, let me just tell you the truth. I'll just play. I'll just send my B team to the Europa, so I'll crash out.
Yeah.
Yes, because they cannot win the Europa.
and
So focus
on
on the league. Focus on trying to get into top 4 in the La Liga, so that you get back into the Champions League, get the money that is there. Because as it's looking like this, you're already in financial straits, out of the Champions League, and might not make it into Champions League top 4 next season. They are seventh on the table. So you don't need to do that drama. I won't take it seriously. I'll sacrifice it for the league. It's that simple. Just sacrifice it for the league.
Okay, so let's just run this 1 minute. Milan look to domestic glory after a European flop.
Okay, so Milan, very disappointing performance in the Europa League,
Yes.
in the Champions
Champions League.
League. But it's their first time since 2013, so it's like they are now getting themselves back from the whole
Is that
trouble.
why they couldn't win one game
They
at one?
didn't even win a game. It's not like they didn't play well. They played well.
It's
They
results
played
that's
well, but
important.
they didn't produce the results. But it's good they're now focusing on what is important to them, which is winning the
Serie
Serie A league. They've not won that league in over 10 years. So they are in multiple fronts they were facing multiple battles, but at least they can focus on one and win one. They're just a point ahead of Inter Milan, yeah, and then Napoli and Atalanta are also very close together, packing them. So they have an easy match. It's supposed to be an easy feature for them. So if they win this, they extend their
lead at the top of the table.
Yes, they extend their lead at the top of the table. Other fixtures for the Serie A, you also have Atalanta playing Verona, Inter against Calgary. They are all basically easy matches for the top 5. So we see how they do. Yeah,
Atalanta will be.
Atalanta is the toughest one.
Atalanta played first of all. They played on Thursday.
On Thursday, yes.
Yeah, and now they are going to play against Verona, who are not easy to beat.
At all.
Okay, all right. So we look forward to these matches. Tile 6, Xavier promised to win all matches. Please. Let the club DNA cook. Okay, Okay, this has been it on Locker Room 91. Thank you so much for joining the show and thank you for sending your messages in. Tiger Supreme, thank you for joining the show.
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Rose, you're always welcome. Always a
Thank
good
you.
time on the show. So I'm going to be we're moving into good music, great music, jazz, contemporary, adult music. Just have a good time listening to all the songs that we have lined up for you. It's been really good talk so far. So how about we just groove a little bit, right? It is Smooth 98.1 FM. It's still the Smooth Breakfast Show. My name is Lakomi.